Who are we? We are the alarm at 4:30 a.m. We are practice before school and after work. We are fitness goals. We are goals. We are focused, balanced, relentless. We are real, and real sees real. We are you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the final game of the first weekend of the Techie Town Brutten Cup, where we see Walter Sisulu University taking on the University of Forte. A massive encounter coming up here, and we see both sides being lined up for the national anthem. What a fitting day to sing the national anthem after the Springboks took out a resounding victory in a very wet Perth this afternoon against Perth. My name's Nick Clegg, and alongside me I've got the incredible Junior Baleni.
A great encounter it's going to be here, Nick. Very good between these two sides. The Blues versus the All Blacks, so the people say. A proper rival. Those who keep up with, of course, Vaster Shield will know that this is the biggest rival of that tournament. But we're here at the Techie Town Brutten, and again, they are the biggest rivals. Some of the management is just, going through the tradition of shaking hands with everyone before the match kicks off, before we go in and sing the rendition of Nkosi Sikeleli Afrika. Quite a few names here. And this Forte blue side is, of course. And then, of course, also the Wusu All Black side.
A great tradition between the two academias, both almost student players that we're looking at. Most of these men trying to educate themselves and further themselves with diplomas and degrees while playing their favorite sport. You mentioned the two teams' nicknames, the All Blacks and the Blues. You'd almost mistake Forte to look like the Hurricane side with their yellow and black kit. And today, Walter Sisulu University will be playing in a white jersey with a splash of black across the belly and rib area and over the shoulders. And these boys, they look excited for this game, Junior.
Yes, definitely. They know that they've got some unfinished business from earlier in the year. Very keen to see this Forte side under the new coach, Chase Morrison. Chase Morrison took up the duties of coaching the side this year. Former border player, of course. A man who's had his trade up at the Lions.
And we'll leave you now to enjoy the national anthem. What a fantastic opportunity for these two sides, their coaching staff and all the dignitaries. At SISA DUKASHE Stadium in Mdantsane, NU1 in East London. And we see some of the players from the Walter Sisulu All Blacks. Kamba Tetani packing down in the locks, as well as Pernell Mendes on the side of the scrum. And at the back, Kanya Solandi. The two pivots, Lizolo Hare and Maxwell Classes. And the centers will look to add some fuel to the fire today. And the speedsters at the back, look out for Zozi as well as Hartnick. What a great opportunity this is, Junior, for the Walter Sisulu side. Coming out of that varsity shield, as you mentioned, both teams. And just another bit of bragging rights to see who gets the win over here this weekend.
And of course, here come the Forte Blues. Samkelo Nzima, one to watch out for here. Oh, young Agazi, great to see him in this team as well. Certainly become one of my favorite players here, one of my favorite eights during the season earlier. Just look at the bench, looking so happy and dancing already, like they've got this game in the bag. Ryan Murray is here as well. Ryan Murray, you know him from the border side this year in the Curry Cup. Luto Mene and Spusiso Javu, the fullback, former Salbonian, playing under his Salbonian coach, Chase Morrison. Another one to look out for, Under Simanga, who's going to do a whole lot here for this team. Bulumko Mfundisi, Twenga Makwati, and Michael Mangava to finish off the bench here for the Forte Blues.
The officials are just doing their last count of the players. And Apiwe Sodloi will start it off for the Blues. And I think the difference, Junior, there stated straight away between these two teams and the other 4 teams we've seen, or 6 teams we've seen today. Just a clean exit from the kickoff, look for territory, put it out into touch, and see what the opposition can do.
Certainly just asking questions as soon as the match started here. Also All Blacks, so first line out of the day. Keen to see how this goes, Nick.
Yeah, a lot more space in the center of that line out, and that throw being stolen here by Walter Sisulu. They're going to crash it up with their big man. Takes it up to the halfway, quickly recycled. Out the back to the prop forward, Bantu Simani. Oh, apologies, that's Ayabonga spell. And they move it through the hands quickly to Zozi. Zozi with the inside ball to 13. Sondishe. And a quick strike here, Junior, by the Walter Sisulu All Blacks. First strike on the scoreboard, and they're going to lead this game 5 points to 0.
Perfect start here for Awanka Sondishe, the border player. Wow, a great start here for this old rivalry between the two sides. Nick, it looks like Wusu definitely know what they're doing here. You know, as soon as that ball was kicked off, they went straight for the set piece. That's what they wanted immediately. There is a game plan set, and they're sticking to that.
Yeah, wonderful execution of an early game plan in the build-up to this final fixture of the Taki Town Brutten Cup. Received the kickoff, kicked it out towards the halfway, disrupted the line-out, won the ball back, shifted it away from the contact area, and used their speedsters out wide. Poor strike there from the fly off, a raw smile from the young man Maxwell Classes. He knows that he's a lot better than that kick, and he'll look to put that behind him. You know what they say about a backline player with a scrum cap, so he'll look to break it open later. Will Classes. And the restart here from Forte. gathered at the back. Basolani. Hare just calling some reinforcements. He goes deep into the pocket. 2 classes, who looks for an exit. Goes towards the 10 meter, not finding touch. So Forte looking to attack from the back with strong run by one of their support players. A lot slower ball for Forte at the base of the ruck. Good pick and go there by Bonono Jamani. To the tight head prop Simani. Quickly from Givana, the scrum off. Some big contact there. Nice possession of the ball here for the Forte side. Kotoya with the ball and a quick take there by the scrum off. Givana, he's driven back in the tackle by his opposite number. Forte still have possession just on the 22. They need to build up the phases here, draw in the Walter Sisulu defenders. They go deep into the pocket. We've seen a couple drop goal attempts. That possibly the worst one we've seen all day. But they had that penalty advantage. And it will be interesting to see, will they just go for the 3 points and play varsity shield rugby, or are they going to look to play expansively in this new form of Taki Town Brutten Cup?
Looks like line-out should be the best option for these guys. Immediately going for that set piece and see how it goes, of course. So Ryan Murray is going to go for the touch finder, and he finds touch very close here.
Tight call there by the AR. Maybe stealing a couple meters off Ryan Marie. Lovely line-out variation there by Forte, looking to get a driving ball going at the back of that line-out, but they're going more laterally than forward at the moment. Pick and go by Jamani. Ghazi there just playing the scrum off role, was the 8th man. Givana with a slow ball, looking for one of his lock forwards. He finds Motoi. Kabalichaya with the pick and go at the base. It's slow ball for Forte, but they build in the phases. Yeah, this is the 5th phase. Just asking for support is Gweka. Gweka at the base again. No scrum off in sight at the moment for Forte, just keeping it with their forwards. And Walter Sisulu aware to that defensively, so a big 3-man tackle to drive them back. This time the scrum off, Givana. Givana on the ball, he's looking for support runners. No one's there, in a massive tackle in the midfield by the centre of Walter Sisulu. Walter Sisulu doing well defensively, but giving away a penalty here. So they go deep to Sidloi. He looks to break the line himself. Offloads it to Marie. And there it is, Junior. We've been waiting for it in this game. One of the knock-ons on attack, but they had the penalty advantage. So they're going to go to the far side of the field near that touchline, and I'm sure they're going to dab it out into touch and set up one of those rolling ball line-outs.
Certainly excited to see one of those line-outs. Looks like it's in the DNA of them, but I see one of the guys coming in just off screen here, coming in with the cone, and then they was told to go back again. It looks like they're going to trust in that wall they love so much, the Forte Blues.
Coach's call over captain's call, and the captain, because he was on the far side of the field, just gave the ball to Marie and said, dab this into touch quickly. We're going to set up for a line out. They need to secure this ball now, Junior. They need to make it count that they've taken this option.
You know, if there's one thing I've always wondered, Nick, is why they call the Forte Blues when they are yellow. I need someone to explain this. Maybe the alumni someday will explain this. So maybe feel free to comment on the YouTube page. There are a whole lot of comments coming in there. Maybe you can explain why they call the Blues. And here come the Blues!
It was interesting to see there the touch judges, or the ARs rather, just ran straight behind the poles, but the ref hadn't awarded the try. But it's going to be that man, Bonono Jamani, the hooker from the Forte Blues. And as Junior said, please update us in the comments on YouTube and let us know why or how they came to have that nickname. And we see the driving ball set up. We called it early. Junior putting all the big heavies in. We're Forte. Massive to see the centers getting involved there. Ryan Marie doing the business at the back. And Bonono Jamani going over for the 5 points. Forte looking to extend it with a kick to come. Not able to add the extra 2 there was the fly half. So the scoreline a level apiece, 5 points to each of the universities at the moment. An electric start by Walter Sisulu All Blacks. Forte University, affectionately known as the Blues, fighting back to get into this game. Leveling it up now after 10 minutes. This is going to be a tight game, Junior, as we see a restart. Yeah, by Walter Sisulu. They go deep into the 22. Different strategies by the two teams. As we see a younger Ghazi crash it up. The 8th man. This time the ball goes to the hooker, Jamani, and the try scorer. Massive clean out way past the ball. Jivana sets up for the box kick. This box kick goes slightly too far, but his opposite number does poorly to hold on to the ball, and great kick chase there by Mene rather, and tackling out the player into touch, and a good opportunity here for Forte to get their hands back on the ball.
Lovely communication coming between the kicker and those chasers there, those wings, especially Lutomen, who's showing that he's got enormous pace on him to put a whole lot of pressure there on Ulizolo Hare.
Another messy line out. We've seen a lot of that all day. You would think that the hookers, after such a long season, are in tune with those line-out throws, with their jumpers. They've been playing together for most of the year, but still just not able to get the connection that they want from either side at the moment.
Keen to see what this Wusu All Black side is going to make up of. I mean, you've got people like Shumelo Zita, who's represented Wusu in the Voster Shield, represented Board as well, and also represented South Africa this year at the FISU World Sevens Championship. So he's a man, you know, who's very decorated at the moment. Just can't wait to see what he's got. And here he is. Oh-ho.
Fortunately for him, the ref saying he knocked it back. He regathers it and powers through 2 or 3 defenders. Commentators curse there, Mr. Baleni.
Never counting those accolades again.
No one ever does, as we see the All Blacks just try to release the pressure with a kick and win themselves a penalty just off the halfway line. So good opportunity for them to punch it down into the corner, or near the 22 rather, and set up a line out of their own. We know how good Forte University are on the attacking line out. Can they defend? One of those interesting options here by the fly half to go to the far side of the field, maybe with the breeze, making sure of touch. Carries the ball about 12 meters forward, only 40 to the left. Interesting tactic there by the Wusu All Blacks.
See what Maxwell was trying, but maybe not the best of options. But as long as that ball is out, Nick, would have been something else if you did that and the ball didn't go out.
Yeah, I think he would have got you out your chair. We know how you love the exciting rugby, as it's a poor pass, but it's picked up by that man that you mentioned earlier. And again, takes 3 or 4 players to bring him down. He obviously is a strong ball carrier, is Zita. And Hare digs deep for the ball. He finds his lock, Tetani. Hare quickly onto the ball to the blind side, switches play. Good work there, gets the sidestep in. Hartnick onto the ball. Ndledle coming in from the left wing, stepping into the midfield, making sure not to lose possession, but then the 2 centres and forwards in the wrong position. Junior, a bit of a coach killer when the forwards are in the way and the back line want to run with the ball and expose the opposition's defensive holes.
Lovely run here, but you see from the winger, steps inside out once again here. Ndledle showing a whole lot of footwork and pace.
We haven't seen Ndledle get the ball too many times in this game so far, but it's still very early in this game. And with the speed and the acceleration off the mark there, he really had nowhere to move. Started to sidestep his way into the midfield, and that just opened up space for the Walter Sisulu All Blacks. As we see the University of Forte, the Blues, now with the defensive scrum just outside the 22.
Another restart to that scrum. Ref just not happy with that.
Giovanna with the feed, Forte with the penalty advantage. And the ref just allowing them to play it. They're really flat on attack, but it's going to open up here for on the far side of the field with Mene putting it to boot. Advantage over, and Walter Sisulu attacking from deep. That looks to be their fullback, Bjorn Hartnick. Hlumelo Zita doing the business again. Every time he gets his hands on the ball, Junior seems to get over the gain line. Short passes here by Walter Sisulu, just looking for the holes in the defensive pattern of Forte. Hare onto the ball quickly to Maxwell Classes. He finds Bjorn Hartnick. Forte with the attempted counter ruck, and that just allows the speedster Zorzi to pick and go from the base and utilize the blind side. Left open by Forte. Lizolo Hare there just played off the ball and winning a penalty. Good place here for Walter Sisulu to win this penalty. And it looks like straight away the fly half Maxwell Classes is going to go down to the corner and set up one of those famous line-outs.
I was hoping it didn't boot it all the way to the opposite direction.
Hey, I forgot about that, and that would have been quite something. A smart little banana kick there. Those don't often come off, but this time finding some great distance on that kick and marching him halfway into the 22. We know what could happen here. I'm almost sure the ball is going to find its way into the hands of Hlumelo Zita in the back line. They seem to have set up with the back line move. 14 has shifted behind the fly half. It's a loose ball here for the scrum off. He does well to Zita. Zita breaks his first tackle, steps past the second into the 22. Another 2 men to bring him down. You can see why he was selected and has received all the accolades you mentioned earlier. He's causing a lot of problems for this Forte defensive line at the moment is Hlumelo Zita. And it looks like another knock-on, so we're going to see a scrum. Too many knock-ons all day in this first edition of the Brutten Cup.
Oh, certainly exciting with Hlumelo Zita. He's got quite the body on him as well, man. So he's He's a heavy person and already, and he comes in with full pace. It is going to be so difficult to bring a man like that down, and he would be the perfect 12. Kind of reminds me of Damien Dialindi.
Forte have defended Zita well. They know to expect him to get the ball. It will be remiss of me to not mention that just a play out the back, and Zita as a screen could open up space out wide, drawing in defenders as he does Hlumelo Zita. And this time he is the screen, and they go out the back. Maxwell Classes reads the play well. Needed one more pass just to get over the whitewash. But unfortunately there, the winger being brought down before he got the offload. Another strong carry by Zita. This time the flanker trying to get involved. And a penalty right in front of the sticks, Junior.
3 points, do you think so, Nick?
I'm scared to say what I think. I've got all the calls wrong. But yes, right in front of the poles. Got to kick it through the sticks, get the extra 3, take the lead of this game, and make Forte feel like the scoreboard is against them. And he slots that quickly, does Maxwell Classes. And Walter Sisulu once again in the lead, leading this game 8 points to 5 after 20 minutes.
Restart here by Roy. Puts it nice and deep. What a break here from Wusu All Blacks. Just couldn't handle that. Was that not a knock on, Nick? Did the ref miss it? Not too sure, but play on, says Mr. Ref.
And the All Blacks just running it out from deep there with Zita. And lovely interplay between the scrum half and his flanker. Forte doing well to get numbers back defensively and win themselves a penalty there. Just jackling straight over the ball. Ref indicating holding on. And that will be really disappointing for the Walter Sisulu All Blacks.
I want to rewind for a bit there, Nick. That does look like a knock-on that the ref had missed. But talk about how Wusu are able to keep the ball alive here, Nick.
Yeah, they seem to have come in and decided that they're going to play at a frenetic pace. Use Hlumelo Zita just to bounce through the carriers. If Zita can just get his hands through one of those tackles, drawing in 4 defenders, hands through the tackle, a little offload to the left, it will really open up the space for the speedsters out wide, and we know that they're good in the support play as we see Ryan Marie take the exit kick towards the 10 meter, and they'll have a line out, will Forte University. They've almost been starved of possession here, Forte.
Certainly have been starved of possession. Wusu certainly showing or asking a whole lot more questions. But it's time for them, to prove what they've got, to line out in the half of the opponents. Just couldn't handle that. The referee does not miss that. Ayabulela Kosana acting like he didn't hear that. I'm sure he just wanted to finish off that brilliant run that he had going in his mind.
He certainly did. And the ref, I think the ref might have been blinded by that with the lineup, but the AR was onto it quickly, and we mentioned earlier that there's 3 teams on the field, the 2 teams playing in the officials, and they've really had a fantastic day out to have all the officials, and just a big shout out to them, as well as our sponsors, Tacky Town, Castle Lager, and FMB. As the weather starts to cool, the sun starts to fade behind the clouds. It's really building up a great atmosphere on the far side for the fans that have come in here to the SISA DUKASHE Stadium. Solid scrum from both teams. And Zita again is the dummy runner. And that just opens up space here. for the Flyers, but just not able to get their hands through. And Bjorn Hartnick trying to accelerate into space is the fullback. He seems a bit of a live wire there at the back, Junior.
It does seem so. But again, execution, Nick, you're not going to win any sort of rugby game, no matter how good you are, if you cannot execute. This looked very good here from these boys, but again, hold on to the ball rather. Don't give those 50-50 passes, because those 50-50 passes will catch you out in the end. Scrum down again here, but it's going to be the feed in from Usinalo Jivana. Jivana just having a bit of banter with his opposite number. I love seeing scrum halves go at it.
Are you even a scrum half if you don't irritate your opposite number? As we see Forte feed it in. And that's Jivana. He finds Sidloy. It's a show and go by the fly half. Jivana onto it. He looks for a box kick. It's a good contestable. Can he offload the ball? He doesn't need to. And a great kick chase there and a finish by the flyer, Luto Mene from Forte Blues. Bit of a nothing kick, but it all came from Mene and the jump in the air to collect the ball. 2-on-1. I thought he needed to let it go. He didn't. The Walter Sisulu University All Blacks caught off guard there, and a great try there by Luto Mene.
Perfect finish there for the Forte Blues. Back on the board here, the Blues. Certainly giving them a whole lot of momentum here at the SISA DUKASHE Stadium. It is the last game of the day, ladies and gentlemen. What a great day it has been so far. Thank you so much to Techie Town and the rest of our sponsors for making this event possible. Wow. Great kick here by also Joy as well. We've got quite the match here.
We certainly do, and this spells trouble for the rest of the teams in this tournament as this Techie Town Brutten Cup progresses. Both these teams being really clinical, able to execute their game plan. As we see there, Luto Mene competes in the air, creates the pressure, wins the kick, and gets the opportunity to dot down for his first try in this Techie Town Brutten Cup. And it's a deep restart once again by Maxwell. Jivana looks for Sidloy. Sidloy with the exit kick towards the halfway line. It's gathered by the lock. He steps past one or two defenders. You see a boot go flying. And a massive tackle in the midfield, but smart play there by Walter Sisulu to release it to Hlomela Zita. He finds his centre partner, Mdlegle. Looks like the ball has been counter-rucked here by Walter Sisulu, and you can't play the scrum off. And of all people on the field, the scrum half should know that. Quick tap and go here by the fullback. And a good ruck in there and pick and go by Jamani, the try scorer. Massive clean out, no arms there by Forte. They need to be careful of that as the ball trickles out into the tram lines. I'm surprised the ref missed that clean out there. Shoulder into the chest of the opposition player there, Junior. A bit reckless from Forte.
Yeah, a bit reckless. I think they're very lucky that the ref did miss that. Oh, lovely offload. Loving. Huge clean out. That clean out came from the number 6 there. Usipelo Kabilike. You know what Kabilike means, Nick? Direct translation is kicking stones.
Or busting shoulders, it seems. You've got to love the Techie Town Brutten Cup players learning things on the field. I'm learning things in the commentary box. It's a school of education as we see the two universities take on each other. Deep into the pocket to Maxwell Classes. He looks to exit with that educated right boot, and he takes it up to the 10-meter. Great exit by the fly half.
If there's one thing, Nick, that we want to, maybe the viewers at home have also noticed, is that with this game, unlike the other games, the other teams, they loved playing ball and risking the ball in their 22, but here, no chances are taken. As soon as the ball's in their 22, push it straight down, away from your danger zone, and this is exactly how it should be.
This is what we've been calling for all day. That's why I said, as this competition progresses, the other teams might find it difficult to play this structured style of rugby. And another variation, and goes deep to the back. Great take there by the number 5, Kweka. And Forte sets up one of those rolling mauls. We know that Jamani scored from one of these earlier on in the half. Momentum is still with them. Giovanna encouraging them. Giovanna onto the ball. Finds the flanker. Hosana. Giovanna quickly recycles the ball. Looks for the speedster. He's brought down quickly, not getting over the gain line. And too many rolls there as he tried to place the ball. Great defense here by Walter Sisulu. Maxwell quickly tried to take a quick tap, but his captain just pulling him back, saying, let's slow it down, let's kick to touch, let's set out one of those line outs.
You can just see where this penalty came into play there, where it was the big flanker who made those rolls there, and a lovely touch finder coming in from Maxwell Classes right on the halfway line here for the Wusu All Blacks.
What a great opportunity for us to see a clean feed down the center. I thought that might have been the straightest line out we've seen all day, but I got it wrong. And the ref saw something different. Not the first time him and I have seen something different in this game, Junior. But you've got to go by the officials' calls, and they'll just set up for a scrum here.
Oh, well, he did catch it on the outside shoulder, so the ref was correct.
It's all about closing that gap that we spoke of. If the jumper's just stayed in his position, he would have caught it on his inside shoulder. But because they closed the gap and the lifters just shifted in, it gave the perception of it catching it on the outside shoulder. And we've mentioned that on ample occasions today. What a fantastic opportunity this has been for the two of us as well, just to enjoy some great rugby here in the East London region, just as we thought the season was done. And we might have to take a break from commentating rugby. A great initiative. The Taki Town Brutten Cup comes to East London, and we get an opportunity to enjoy what we love doing.
Certainly getting quite chilly here at SISA DUKASHE Stadium. It was very, very hot in the beginning. And now the weather has certainly turned against us here. Scrum down though. And we're going to have a feed in here by Giovanna.
Giovanna just waiting for the ball to be played. They have advantage. He goes deep to Sutloi. He puts up a hanging kick. It drifts forward with the wind. That's just going to create problems here for Walter Sisulu. But Forte had that penalty advantage. The only reason why Sutloi went to boot. And the penalty here just on the halfway line. True to form, I'm sure they're going to kick it down into touch and set up one of those driving balls.
Would be a smart option for them, as they seem to know to do that very well. And you can see that Coach Morrison has spent a whole lot of time as a forward himself. He has spent a whole lot of time working with those forwards and making sure they do those set pieces correctly.
Ryan Marie just catching his breath before he looks for an exit. Not his greatest kick, getting more height than distance there. But still an attacking opportunity here for the University of Forte. The Blues playing in yellow, as we mentioned. A line out just outside the 22. Maybe an opportunity for Ryan Marie to get his hands on the ball in the back line. But they haven't had too many opportunities, has this University of Forte side. That line out certainly has gone skew, fallen on the side of Walter Sisulu.
You know, that's a result of having the wind play against you. It's getting a bit windy now, but they're still going for those 6 balls. All those balls that go to the back. It's very risky in the wind because the wind is just going to blow that ball sideways like you just seen now. Started off accurate. I know he's a good hooker. He would never throw anything like that. So I think they need to be, or call it, much safer now and play your front balls.
I had the opportunity and privilege of coaching with Luwazi Zanga back in my day, and he once told me there's no need to throw anything other than a 2-ball unless they start stealing it. Stick to the simple and the basic. You only need a variation if they start reading your 2-ball. And we haven't seen a 2-ball all game from either side. And there's a short line out called, and Walter Sisulu come away with a lovely offload between the 2 props. And once again, just as the team build up attack, a knock on. And it looks like they're going to go back for that first advantage. And there'll be a scrum down here for Walter Sisulu University All Blacks. Just on the halfway line. So this game started frenetically, Junior, and now just too many handling errors creeping in. And the game being played between the 2 22s at the moment.
Certainly just looking for one of these sides, you know, to break loose. And put some points on the board. It has come to a slow down now, this game, between these 2 old rivals. Feeding here by Webe. Advantage being played here for the Blues. Pick up and go here by Solani. Great take here by Solani to get this ball forward. Finds Uzita. Takes about 2 men to go down with Uzita. Go forward ball is being shown here by Wusu. Great carry coming in from Ayabonga. Spelt. Play the blind side here. Quick silky hands. Lucas. Eventually gets down to Lucas Hare. Finds classes. Not the greatest of passes. An advantage is being played here for that knock from the Wusu All Blacks. Taken up here by the Blues. They're going to go for the exit. Apiwa Sojoi boots it long. Sojoi, will he get it? Sojoi! Oh man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Looks like it's gone over into the dead ball. So they're going to go all the way back to the point of origin. Very unfortunate there for Apiwa Sojoi and his men. This is the second kick that we've seen that went just like that. First one was with the Swallows in the game before this. And now it is Apiwa Sojoi doing the same. Very unlucky. Very, very unlucky here for Sojoi. So it's going to be a scrum down here. Wusu put in. Question is, Wusu has been here before, but they have failed to execute. What will happen now? Will they be able to execute? Certainly got the personnel for it, this Wusu side. It's just a matter of execution. Feed in by Hare. Strong scrum coming in here from Forte. But Wusu still maintain this ball. Taken up by the fullback. Great carry here by Hartnick. Oh, huge tackle. Bone crunching tackle here from Forte. Ball still in position now. Hare swings it out here to Classes. Ball has been stolen here by Forte. Here come the Blues. A breakaway from the Blues here. Oh, the pass just couldn't get it out. Counter-attack coming in here from the All Blacks. Counter-rack. Counter-rack. A successful counter-rack. Just short, just short. Long pass into the hands of the winger. He's got a man back inside to Zita. Pumping those legs to Zita. Shumelo Zita still pumping here. Eventually brought down by Forte Blues. Taking it up, trying to play it around those fringes. Wusu still moving forward here. Hare finds classes. All the way into his big number 1 here. Great carry by Nande Lucas. Hare pick up here by the big number 8. Solani. Hare just putting some ice on it. Finds classes who changes direction now. Chip and chase here by classes. Not the best of decisions as it goes straight into the hands of Forte. Taken up by Forte. Looks like they're going to go for another touch finder. Sohloi boots it down. Huge boot by Sohloi, but oh no. Ball goes over into the try line. Very unfortunate here for Sohloi. It's going to be a 22 dropout. He's got the distance to Sohloi today, but it's the accuracy that seems to be the problem. .22 dropout. Classes. Just under 2 minutes to go. In fact, a minute to go here at SISA DUKASHE Stadium. 12 points to 8. The All Blacks trail behind Forte Blues. Classes with a 22 dropout. Into the hands of Okleko. Okleko finds Javu. Steps back. Javu. Oh, silky. Silky. Very silky here from Javu. Giovanna needs to get that ball out quick. Turnover ball here into the possession of the All Blacks. Zita cuts back inside Zita. Zita makes the break. He's got options here. Passes it to Zita. Another offload into the hands of the winger. This is looking dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Zorzi! Zorzi! What a try from Zorzi! Oh, man! SISA DUKASHE Stadium has come alive! What a try, what a finish from Zorzi. Unselfish rugby being played here by Iwosu. Zita steps inside here, saw that he had a flank here forward, which he could easily beat here. Lovely offload coming in, steps in. Oh, silky moves here from Zorzi to put 5 more points on the board here for the Wusu All Blacks. Maxwell classes just to find the extra 2 points for the Wusu All Blacks before we go into the halftime. What a half, what a finish to the half here at SISA DUKASHE Stadium. Maxwell, not the best of strikes here. Not the best of strikes here for Maxwell classes. And there you have it, ladies and gents. 13 points to 12 here at SISA DUKASHE Stadium as we go into the halftime break. Do not go away. We will be back shortly.
Who are we? We are the alarm at 4:30 a.m. We are practice before school and after work. We are fitness goals. We are goals. We are focused, balanced, relentless. We are real, and real sees real. We are you.
Okay, welcome back to the halftime break where I'm standing with Hlomelo Zita from Walter Sisulu All Blacks. Hlomelo, how was that first half for you?
The only thing I can say, this game, his tempo is very high, very intense. It depends on the team. If he's having enough fitness, he's going to win this game. If the team is not sure about their fitness, he's not going to make it.
And tell us about that last try that you set up. You busted through 2 tacklers. You looked for that offload. What was going through your mind at the time?
The time I got that ball, I just look at in front of me, then I see it's only forwards, and then I just take a decision and step it and go through. Then I see my fullback and just give it to him, and I'm sure that my win is gonna finish.
Excellent, thank you very much, and good luck for the second half where we see the Walter Sisulu All Blacks taking on Forte University. Welcome back to the final half of rugby here at SISA DUKASHE Stadium, the first round of the Taki Town Brutten Cup, where we see Walter Sisulu University All Blacks taking on the University of Forte Blues. tight game at the moment. My name's Nick Clegg, and alongside me I have Junior Baleni. Junior, great try by Walter Sisulu just before the halftime break. And that will really put pressure now on Forte.
Most definitely, Nick. A whole lot of pressure on Forte to try and maintain what they started here in that first half. But of course, Wusu's going to come back guns blazing because they want to prove now, of course, to the crowd as well. This is their home stadium. Don't forget that. During Varsity Cup time, this is where, well, Varsity Shield, this is where they play their home game. So this is the home faithful for them. They want to make sure that they walk away with the win here. And here comes the break from Wusu.
Yeah, when I was down on the field for my halftime interview with the centre sensation, Hlumelo Zita, I just heard Wusu, Wusu, Wusu coming from the crowd. And it was really awesome. We don't get to hear it so much up here in the comm box. We've got the best view, but the real feel for the game is down there on the field. And the crowd are really getting involved. They know they need to get behind their players. And Wusu now just trying to stamp their authority, add the extra 3 points. And it's good to see this clinical style of rugby coming from these two university sides.
Maxwell not wasting any time here and going for the extra 3 points. It's a very tightly contested game here, and every single point is going to matter here for these two teams. Unfortunately, just bolted it a bit to the right there, Maxwell Classes, so it's going to be a 22 dropout. Another chance here for Forte to try get as far and as further away as possible from their own try line.
They need to play rugby in the opposition half. Do the Blues, and they kick it onto that man, Classes. Maxwell Classes tries to step past the first defender, but he's brought down. A quick offload though. Lovely support play at the moment by the Wusu players. And they find Lizolo Hare. Ayabonga Spelt running in at the angle, the tight head prop. Beyond Hartnick taking it into contact, quickly recycled at the base though by Lizolo Hare. Hare again to one of his forwards, a strong carry into contact, hooker versus hooker, boy versus Jamani. Jamani, the try scorer for Forte in the first half. Hare plays it out to lovely dummy there by Ayabonga Spelt, the big man with some nifty hands. As we see, it goes back to that man, Hlumelo Zita. And the ref not happy with the infringement earlier on, so they're going to go back for the penalty. And Junior, the way Walter Sisulu have been playing, you wouldn't put it past them, maybe going for poles again, just trying to add those extra 3 the whole time. If they miss it, it will be a 22 restart most of the time, so it's a good opportunity for them to try get the extra 3, but Classes doesn't back himself from this range, it seems, and goes for the corner. One of those banana kicks. And Forte trying to keep that ball in play. They're fortunate that the ref said it went out, because the player in front of that picked up the ball, so it would have been a penalty there for the All Blacks. And if they can score here, Forte will really feel under the pump.
I guess the wind is playing its part here, Nick, and why the flower half Classes just doesn't want to go for that kick anymore.
Forte trying to keep that ball in play. They're fortunate that the ref said it went out.
A good line.
Because the player in front of that for the picked up the ball, so it would have been a penalty there for
lovely variation coming in here from the All Blacks. Going for that ball here, which looks very powerful here, but it's well defended so far from the the Forte. The Blues doing well to defend this. It is not going anywhere. Great defense from the Forte. Tries to break loose here, taking 3 men with him. Needs to play it quick here if he wants anything to happen with those numbers at the back. Lovely cutout pass here into the hands of Gamba Tetani. Calling the boys to come around the corner. He wants them, the scrum half, trying to break through that defensive wall there, Nick.
Certainly, and that's the scrum off. Hare just calling for plays. This time finds his 8th man, Solani. This is good play by Walter Sisulu, just keeping possession of the ball, crashing it up again there with one of their forwards, trying to suck in defenders. They're very narrow set on attack at the moment. Wusu. No one out wide. Now they've split their wingers onto the far touchlines, possibly just trying to stretch the defensive pattern of Forte. The flanker works hard to place the ball on the right side. Hare calling for reinforcements again. It's going to go to Zenani. It's a show and go there by Classes. And the ball ripped away from Maxwell, but illegally so. The ref, even with a wry smile towards the play, he says, you know you need to roll away. And another penalty just to the left-hand side of the poles. This time the kick is certainly an option. Big conversation between the leadership group. And Maxwell Classes doesn't even turn around to hear the discussion. He just decides he's going to kick it for touch and set up one of those lineouts. We know Forte were good on attack with the lineouts. Defensively, they did so well to stop that rolling maul on the far side of the field. Can they do it again?
Well, now you see Mangaliso Zitesha, the number 16 is on for the All Blacks. Now he's a man, a try-scoring machine. He loves scoring off those mauls. A lot of his tries in the Varsity Shield were off those mauls. So you better watch out for Mangaliso Zitesha.
Zitesha there just waiting for the line out to set and for the ref to give his approval. It's a great line out here by Wusu. Can they set it? Mangaliso Zitesha at the back, like you said. Forte coming through the middle. Now the ref indicating from the side. Penalty advantage. Zitesha under pressure. No time. Lizole, the scrum off, just indicating to the ref, give us the penalty. We're going to leave the ball inside this ruck until you do. Telling his players just to settle down, not to talk to the ref, quiet it down. It's the first time you'll ever see a scrum off telling his players that, Junior.
Not trying to risk anything here and have the penalty reversed.
You have to think that if a line-out is taken here, Junior, if they play a quick ball to Hlumelo Zita, no one's going to stop the man so close. It's always brought 2 or 3 defenders to bring him down. If he can run onto that gain line at speed with go-forward momentum, it promises much for Walter Sisulu University. Zitesha finds his jumper. He sets at the back, but it's a great shove here by Forte. Patience shown by Wusu, though. Can they maintain this patience? They need to be careful that they don't swim up the side. Do Forte. Look at that number 12 get involved there, Junior. He helps the team drive over, and as you mentioned there, Zitesha gets over for his try. He looks at the fans, raises his arms and says, I'm here.
Mangaliso Zitesha, like we had mentioned before, he loves scoring off those mauls here. Somewhat like how Malcolm Marks would do it for the Springboks, how Samisoni Tukiyaho would do it for the All Blacks as well. And you can see there Uzita coming in to aid this maul here. Great thinking from Uzita as well.
Zita is built like a flanker, so his weight and leg power through that drive certainly helped them give that go-forward momentum. And Zitesha there benefited from that. As we see, Claessens looks for another kick, but today maybe left his kicking boots at home. He's really struggled for accuracy, has the fly half, but he's generaled the game so well at the back for this Wusu side. And Forte now trailing by 6 points, have a couple of answers to find. Looks like some of the Bobby's players from earlier staying to watch this big clash, as it's a deep restart by Forte. But as we've mentioned, Wusu not willing to attack from deep and looked for the exit. The ball goes up to the halfway line and just knocked out of the hands in that tackle. And the ref going to penalize here for what looks to be a deliberate knockdown. From first glance, it looked like a rough call there, but the ref has been good all day and on it with his whistle, as we see Ryan Marie quickly onto the ball. He's trying to have an impact on this game. But it's players like Marie in the backline that we just haven't mentioned enough for the Forte side. It shows that they haven't kept possession, Junior, and built up those phases.
Most definitely, Nick. But a chance here for Forte to get close and try to do something here. It looks like a change is going to be made here for the Forte Blues, and in comes Ukonaye Mpakaza.
And the reserve hooker finds his jumper. Oh, apologies. That's still the Jamani. I saw the reserve hooker come on. He must have come on for someone else in the front row. As Jamani now at the base of this maul. We know that's how he scored his first try. Forte packed nicely in the maul. Jamani trying to work to the back, but Wusu coming right through the middle, and it's that man. Is it Kayasha? Coming through. And the first time we get in to see an attacking opportunity for Forte in a while, and they enter the 22. That's a strong carry. Bak Posana. And Giovanna fights for the ball. He's driven back by the counteract, but gets back to it. Forte carries it up, the lock number 5 to Mbakaza. Scrum off's not there, so it's going to be set up there by Posana. This time Jamani looks for the pick and go, but his teammate Mbakaza says, I'll do the duties. And finally we see Giovanna onto the ball. He releases it to his fly off, who looks to step through the gap, but he's brought down beautifully by Sondishe. Giovanna to Sigloi. Good phases being built here by Forte, but not going forward. They have the penalty advantage. They go deep into the pocket, and it's going to be a knock on there by Apiwe Sigloi, but they had the penalty advantage, and they'll come back for the penalty right in front of the poles.
Probably the best option here would go for the 3 points. You guys are showing some sort of attacking threat. So go for the 3 points, recollect yourselves, and start attacking again. Great decision being made here by the Forte Blues.
I see the T-boy was hesitant to come on the field. He just waited on the side. He didn't feel like being chased off again. But this time, Apiwe Sigloi, he'll have an opportunity to add the extra 3. And a clean strike there by Apiwe Sigloi. And Forte just minimized this gap now to 3 points. And they trail Walter Sisulu University 18 points to 15. The restart carries towards the 22, and that kick chase just to put pressure on the receiver of Forte. And Mbakaza will be disappointed with that effort. And it looks like we'll set for the scrum. The ref's arm is slightly high there for that scrum. You're not sure if it's a scrum or penalty. And we see a substitution being made. Player number 19 coming onto the field. We need something to ignite this game, Junior. We need the crowd to get involved again. It's almost seemed to have run a bit dry at the start of the second half. We've seen 15 minutes, but no one really has lit the game up so far in the second half.
A slow start to the second half here, Nick, but hopefully they'll be able to pick it up later on. Weather has certainly changed, starting to get dark as well here in East London, in Tanzania. But people are still out in numbers. Great support that has come through here from the people of Tanzania. Certainly showing, that rugby is a sport that they love so dearly and will absolutely come out in numbers to come watch and support their kids, their brothers, their companions, and so on and so forth. A restart to that, says the ref. And I'm sure if we have another restart to that, it will be a penalty.
And Hare feeds the scrum, and they win a penalty. Just pulling down on the far side there. The ref indicating clearly the prop just collapsing his shoulder and bringing that scrum down. And you can see there the hooker. He's just walking down the touchline. Is it DUKASHE? He's ready for a line out. He's indicating on screen where his fly off should aim. Falling a bit shorter, has the fly half, but DUKASHE doesn't mind. He doesn't mind a dramatic rolling maul to get over the try line, and we know how strong they are in their forward pack. Hopefully they can do the same.
Certainly expected here from the All Blacks, and I'm sure the Blues are expecting the All Blacks to do that, so maybe they're going to try something and maybe counter this more. And looks like the ref is going to blow that. It was a skewed throw coming from DUKASHE. You don't see that quite often here from DUKASHE. It looks like more fresh legs are coming in here for Forte. That is Umbasa Babele and Anda Simanga. Well, this is nice. Mangaliso DUKASHE playing against his former teammate Anda Simanga. They were both teammates at Dale College not so long ago.
Jivana feeds the scrum, but it's a great scrum by Wusu, which applies pressure, and they need to crash it up with their centres. And Ryan Marie tries to impact the game from deep inside his own 22. Jivana looks deep into the pocket. Sihloi with the exit towards the 10 meter, but the field has opened up here for Wusu. They can just get their hands on the ball and move it around. Ref indicating that that's gone backwards. And it's that man again, Zita. He keeps going. How strong is this centre?
Sheesh.
And Hare looks for runners out the back. Klaas under pressure. But somehow they still have possession of the ball. A lovely wrap around there by Chai. The man with the purple skins. Quick ball there for Hare. Hare on the ball again. He finds Sihloi. Out to Zita. Zita to his centre partner. Two-man overlap. They just needed to go to the big number 19. And the The ref indicating there another penalty. So just as the game started to flow, another unforced error. The crowd started to come alive. And Wusu just committing the cardinal foul.
If there's one person that's really impressed me so far, Nick, it has to be the big center. The big center we've been making noise about, Hlumelo Zita. Oh man, the old boy from Toys High School. See a lot of the boys here from Toys in these teams, especially here in this Brutten Cup. Probably spotted about more than 10 that are playing in this cup here, so they're going to be very proud of him, seeing that he's come so far here.
And a great exit there by Ryan Marie, taking play up to just before the halfway line. With 20 minutes to go, I couldn't agree with you more. Hlumelo Zita in the centers has really put up his hand for that man of the match accolade. And I see you've been doing some post-match interviews today, Junior, and they're winning some nice accolades. They are the men of the match, so it's something that they'll all look forward to doing as this Techie Town Brutten Cup continues. As we see a short line out called here by Forte. A dummy jump at the back, and they'll bring it to a 2-ball in the front. They're going to crash it up with the hard carry number 7. But he's met solidly in defense on the halfway line. And looking for space out the back is Apiwe Sikloi. For Susulu rather, allowing the ball to bounce. They might be under some pressure in their 22, but somehow they get it out. And they pass it out to the wing, who's got some space. It's a 2-on-4 situation, but Ryan Marie intercepts the ball. And against the run of play, he offloads it. But well read defensively by the Wusu line. Doing so well to kill that attack. It was a 3-on-1 on the far side of the field. Marie did the right thing to offload the ball. But the next runner just needed to let it go a bit quicker. As you see a cross kick and a bit of a tackle in the air. The ref saying play on, both players attempting to gather the ball. It's great interplay at the moment by Forte Blues. And they move it out into the flanks where we see the hooker dash for the line. A chicken wing pass onto the inside. And a great try here by the Forte Blues.
Looks like we've certainly got a game on our hands here, Nick. Forte Blues making a comeback. A desperate comeback there. The Forte Blues. Certainly something to smile about. They are going to be ahead on the scoreboard now for the first time in this game. Now the question is, will Wusu be able to respond?
Incredible hands and speed there by Bunono Jumani. As we see it goes out, and the hooker found himself in the tram lines, receives it, puts his ears back, a lovely chicken offload to his support runner, and in the corner they go. And this is where Wusu are going to count those missed kicks for penalties and fouls, where they had the opportunities to just put more points on the board. Forte now take the lead for the first time in this game with the kick to come, looking to extend it to 4 points.
I think at some point Forte did have the lead. We might be mistaken, but it's been long, so I understand where we're coming from, ladies and gentlemen.
It just shows how close this game is. It just shows how close this game is, Junior. I thought Wusu were maybe going to walk away with this game, but one try and Forte have taken the lead. They kicked it onto that number 19. Last time he made a mistake. This time gathers the ball cleanly. Chivana calling for players. Forte need to exit here, Junior, not look to hold the ball in their own 22. They don't want to give away a penalty as they look to go deep into the pocket to Sitloi. He looks for the exit. not a massive exit, so still a good attacking opportunity here for Wusu.
Wusu certainly going to do all they can here, but they need to keep calm here. If they don't keep calm and stick to the game plan that's been set before them, they're going to make silly errors here, Nick. And those silly errors, Forte are going to counter-attack on those. They need to calm down now if they want to get any points on the board here and just back themselves. That's all they need. They've got a good plan that's been going here. Just back yourself.
I love how calm and composed you are, Junior, after a long day in the commentary box. Just back yourself. It's a great way to get a message across to the boys, because they'll be feeling tense at the moment as we see that star player Jamani from Forte doing a good job in the hooker's position today. And Forte again just trying to run themselves out of trouble. This ball seems to be outside the 22. And they look to shift the ball between their forwards. And Wusu are going to look to rip it, but brought down nicely. And Giovanna just encouraging his forwards with a pick and go. And you see Samange picks it up. And Sitloi looks to exit, but the speedster Chai onto the ball with the chip and chase over the top. And this game just getting a bit scrappy, no real structure. And that's what both teams benefited from early on in the first half. Tired bodies out there. It's been a long day. They've been here supporting the other clubs. As Giovanna goes into the pockets again, this time Sitloi goes onto the left boot. And that's carried back into the 22. Big mistake late in the game here. And now the ref indicating that there's a penalty against Wusu. And Ryan Marie will look to take the kick and push the Forte side further up the field. I think Wusu will feel hard done by there by that penalty. 13 minutes to go in the game, trailing by 2 points. Still plenty of time in a rugby game to make a difference.
Certainly plenty of time, Nick. A whole lot of time here for this to go either way. I love how these teams are so evenly matched up. You just don't know how this is going to go, how this is going to end. Wusu could make a comeback here. Forte could just walk away with the victory. But again here, they need to start concentrating a bit more as they are tired. And it is visible that they are tired now.
And a lovely line-out variation here by Forte as Sitloi looks to crash it up the middle, but he's brought down by the strong centres. Ryan Marie with the skip pass to Javu. There's a player we haven't mentioned a lot, Sibusiso Javu, the fullback of Forte. He hasn't got his hands on the ball a lot in this game. It's going to be a line-out here for DUKASHE, just inside the half of the Blues. Great steal there by Forte, really playing a good game since they went over for that try in the corner, feeling like they've got dominance over Wusu. A deep pass there by Marie to Sitloi, who looks for the kick, but Wusu have got players back. They're allowing the ball to bounce. It's going to put their speedster Chai under pressure. He does well to evade the first tackler. Muscles his way through the next two tackles. Offloads the ball into the opposition player, but his support player was there just to tackle the Forte player out into touch. Unfortunately there for Chai, Wusu will get the ball back.
Chai a bit too composed there at the back. But as a good player nonetheless, you know, he's done well for Border during the Currie Cup this year. Just trying to see what he's got in store here for this Wusu side. But DUKASHE trying to find his jumper, and he does just that.
And I was just about to mention that we haven't seen a lot of Zita in the second half. The game has been too stop-start for either of the centers to get their hands onto the ball. He got it, and you can see the disappointment there. Apparently it was a skew line out. And you can see the opposition hooker just trying to get into the head of DUKASHE. Or rather the flanker. There's nothing like a flank that acts like a scrum off. 10 minutes to go, trailing by 2. Wusu don't want to concede now, Junior.
Most definitely, you can't concede. If they do concede, that could possibly be the game for them, because momentum would have obviously gone up for this Forte side.
A solid scrum by both teams, and now Forte getting the second shove. And they win themselves a penalty. It's a short ball between the two substitutes. Jivana quickly looking for one of those strong carrying forwards. Hosano is the man he selects. This time it goes to Sitloi. An attempt at a counter-ruck there by a backline player, but his body weight's not going to shift the forwards. And that pass certainly went forward, but they're going to go back for that penalty advantage. Big decisions to be made here by our Forte University Blues.
What do you think, Nick? Go for the poles? Go for another line out?
I think with 8 minutes to go, their thinking is we need to score. We never know when Hlumelo Zita is going to break the line and get one of those offloads for the Wusu side. So Marie just dabs it out into touch. They need to make sure of this line out. Both hookers, both substitute hookers have struggled to throw the ball down the middle. Bonono Jamani, he's been fantastic for the University of Forte. He scored a try, he created a try in the exact position where he's standing now, and he'll look to get at the back of this rolling wall and get a second. No one committing there from Wusu. Appealing for truck and trailer here. The ref saying that you can go on. I think the ref needs to be clear on his calls here. Junior is making it really difficult for the players to understand what can and can't happen. I understand exactly what the Wusu side were doing. It looks like they executed it well. Maybe a bit of truck and trailer there. They were talking to the ref and to the AR about it. The ref seemed to say play on, and Forte took advantage of that and went over the try line.
Oh, he's going to call obstruction.
It's a tough call either way. I saw one of the Wusu players had half committed, and the Forte player pulled him in, which means that there was a maul there. So Wusu can count themselves lucky. Forte might feel rather hard done by, as we see an exit kick here. That's going to take it up to the 10 meter. Good exit on a tight angle. DUKASHE really needs to find his jump here with the straight throw. And again they go to the back. This time the ref and the AR are happy with it. It's a poor pass there to Zita. He does well to gather it above his head. The scrum off this time, no option, so attacks on the blind. Finds the speedster Chai. And unfortunately his kick goes directly into touch. Almost running out of options at the moment are Wusu on attack. In the first half, they seemed so composed. Junior, they're really struggling to just regather that now that they're trailing by 2 points.
Really need to start composing themselves now, just calming down. You need to calm down. That's the thing that they need to hear from the coaches right now. And if there's anyone on the side, maybe the SNC or one of the coaches, just to tell them, relax, guys, relax, keep composure, stick to the game plan, and again, back yourself.
Yeah, as one of the men putting up his hand for the man of the match in Jamani, the hooker from Forte. It'll be a tough decision for those who have to make it. And the penalty 1 year by Wusu on the 10 meter. Trailing by 2. Will they go for poles and try to snatch a victory? 5 minutes to go in this game. And they call for poles. This is going to be a massive kick. You can see there the ball just popping out the back. That puts the Forte attack under a lot of pressure. A great tackle by the prop. And a jackal by the number 8. Kanya Solani getting over it. And now a lot of pressure here on the young kicker. Maxwell Classes hasn't had the greatest day from the kicking tee, but everyone will forgive him if he can slot these 3 points on offer. It's a clean strike. The crowd will let you know. They certainly do. It's over. Walter Sisulu snatching back the lead. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Maxwell Classes finds his accuracy. Walter Sisulu, All Blacks 21. University of Forte Blues 20. And the kick restart has gone out into touch, but it's going to be Forte's ball. And this is a good opportunity for the Blues. If they can win themselves a penalty, will they go for poles? Will they look for the extra 3? It's a shuffle line out towards the back. A great line out by the Blues. Marie looks to crash it up through the centers. He carries the ball to the 22. Lovely offload. Zita tackling there. Jomani. Mbakaza crashing it up towards the 22. Wusu needs to be careful not to give away a penalty. Jivana searching for the ball. No one committed at the ruck for Wusu. Jivana finds his crop and Zima. Jivana indicates he's going to switch play to the left. He finds his lock. Nkocha. The ball rolls out, but it's picked up at the back by the fly half. He passes the ball to the wing in the tram line. Massive call here by the ref, a forward pass. 1 minute to go. There's going to be a scrum down on the 5 meter. If Wusu can hold the scrum, keep the ball for a minute or two, they'll look to kick it out into touch on the hooter. The previous game ended by 1 point. This game looks like it might end in similar fashion, but it's up for anyone to steal at the end. You're going to see a big shove coming here from Zima, Jamani and Simani in the front row for Forte. And the likes of Lucas, DUKASHE and Speltz need to do the same for Walter Sisulu. And it looks like there's a penalty here for Forte right on the touchline. 20 seconds to go in this game. They need to make sure that this kick goes over. The bench are on their feet in front of me. The coach has sent the kicking tee on straight away. And it looks like the scrum was collapsed on the far side. A careless mistake there by Wusu. This is going to be a massive kick here for Apiwe Sedloi. Can he write his name in lights? The crowd will tell us. Sedloi lines it up. Simple approach by the fly half. Checks the poles once more. Couple steps back. He goes forward, and that kick has gone to the right-hand side, and the hooter goes. The ref blasts his whistle. Wusu players rushing onto the field. A great game here at the Taki Town Brutten Cup, the final game of the first weekend of fixtures. Walter Sisulu All Blacks taking out a massive victory against their academic counterparts, University of Forte Blues. Bonono Jamani from Forte Blues really had a fantastic game at hooker. But you have to sing the praises of the centre, Hlumelo Zita, setting up 2 tries. That pivotal try just before the halftime break, giving Walter Sisulu the 1-point lead at halftime. And they continue to hold on to that lead until the final kick of the game. What a finish here at the SISA DUKASHE Stadium in NU1, Dansane, East London. We've had 4 fantastic games, 2 of them ending by 1-point victories. The coaching staff from both sides can be really proud of their bruisers up front. The big packs of forwards shifting around the field all afternoon. And as it starts to get slightly darker here, and night time comes to fall upon us, the Wusu crowd and fans really enjoying that tight victory. It's always good to see the players shaking hands, and we're going to go to a quick ad break, and then when you come back, I'll lead you on to those presentations.
Who are we? We are the alarm at 4:30 a.m. We are practice before school and after work. We are fitness goals. We are goals. We are focused, balanced, relentless. We are real, and real sees real. We are you.
Welcome back to victorious scenes as you see the Wusu All Blacks, as they do, celebrating with a dance. A lovely tradition here in the Eastern Cape. When your side wins, we break out in singing and dancing. And just as we saw there, the Wusu team taking out a 1-point victory. University of Forte had a kicking opportunity as the hooter went. Unfortunately, Sidloi, the kicker, pushing his kick to the right-hand side of the upright and unable to snatch the victory at the end of that game for the University of Forte Blues. We're going to go down now to Junior Beleni, who has the man of the match standing alongside him.
I'm here with Hlumelo Zita, the man of the match here for the Wusu All Blacks. A great game indeed for you, Hlumelo. Walk us through how you feel just walking away at the game at the inch of time.
Into noyithetha igame binzima kakhulu. Bekunzima wese kule second half. Besesiluza amathemba ngoba iForte ize ngamandla kule second half. But yonke into endiyithembileyo mna ifitness ngoba sisebenze kakhulu kule veki and namazita nawo aphuthi the effort. So uwin wethu noko ebenzima kakhulu.
Thank you so much, and you're going to walk away with a 500 Rand voucher from Techie Town. Well done. Good luck for your next game.
Thank you very much, sir.
A fantastic presentation there, and well received by today's man of the match in the final fixture of the Techie Town Brutten Cup, Hlumelo Lita. He certainly is a young man to look out for, a massive center in size, has the speed to back it up. And we will go back down to the presentation party where we see Junior Baleni standing with one of the coaches from the Wusu side.
All right, I'm here with the winning coach here for the Wusu All Blacks. What a game it was indeed. Just in a minute, maybe you thought it might slip away from you or not. Just walk us through how you guys felt there on the bench.
Especially with minutes of Kabel. CSR Kombana, Sidala Ngoku as individuals. Sikal Supenika, Singamameli instructions. So, Besipenika cool. Sifuna ukwenza nje izinto esifami players akwazi bana zizenze kuba win team, but bekunzima ke because players nazo bezilekisa i-focus kuba bezifuna win, otherwise bekunzima pha phandle bench.
And I'm sure you're proud of your boys for sticking out right up until the end. What's the plan for the next game?
I-plan yethu next game sayithatha nje ibigame nje basiza because asazi basawudlala ntoni, so sapreparation nje ba sawudlala i-tournament noba ikuzebana sapreparation nje.
Thank you so much and good luck for your next game, coach. Right.
Great insight there from the Wusu coach. You can see a little bit of relief on his face as well as a pleasant surprise of that victory. He'll be happy to see how that fixture ended up for his side. Just as I mentioned, there's just that 1 point victory there at the end for Walter Sisulu University All Blacks. And just a shout out to all our sponsors one last time for this weekend, the Techie Town Brutten Cup, where we saw Techie Town, FMB, as well as Castle Lager jumping on top of the sponsorships. And we thank them for everything that they have done to get this tournament rolling in the Eastern Cape. My name's Nick Clegg. It's been a pleasure to host you here at the SISA DUKASHE Stadium in Mdansane, East London. And we look forward to hosting you more as the weekends progress.